we're looking at Henifik playing with Aras Aptica against Chris Castellane. First contract is two hearts played by South. And maybe slightly underbid. But the 5-1 spade break will not particularly help, but this will mean that everything is fine. And declarer will be a I've only lost one so far. And now the bad spade break has shown up. We're obviously going to have to use the trump to ruff the last spade, this king of diamonds, and concede a club. So Henny claiming 11 tricks. And plus 200, non-vulnerable game. At the other table, they are in 4 hearts, which I don't see necessarily too many problems in them making. So we come back to this table, and the South has opened a heart, and there's been a one spade overcall, weak 2 spade overcall, and now we have to decide what to do on the north hand, which is 9 points, but with 2 doubletons and 3 hearts. Is a little wishy-washy with the 4-card heart support, but we're not really worth 4 hearts. So East with a singleton heart and 3 spades is competed to 3 spades. And that will probably buy the contract. If we had been playing in a heart contract, then North-South would lose no spade tricks, 1 heart trick, and 2 diamonds. So they can actually make 4 hearts. Now again, this question arises, we bid 3 hearts first time round, can we bid 4 hearts second time round, having only bid 3 first time round? And I think that when you get these weak jump over calls, you sometimes have to stretch a bit because of the value of your hand of bidding 3 hearts isn't really enough. So Aris has now passed this one out. And declarer is allowed to play in 3 spades, whereas 4 hearts would be making. So the defence can draw 2 rounds. That's taken their tally to 3, and they still have 2 club tricks to come. Henny cannot not attack the heart suit from his side of the table. Which he's now done. And now Declarer can, by playing Ace Jack of Diamonds and running the second diamond. Again, they haven't put necessarily any thought into it. So they just quickly ruff the heart, which they could have ruffed later. And they're prepared to concede 1 down in a contract that could have been made. And I think it's going to be made because when the 10 of diamonds was played from table, Harris didn't win his queen, and they were allowed to make 3 spades when the opposition can make 4 hearts. So this will be a good board for the Eastern Cape. Okay, we move on to board 3. East-West have a big spades bit. And North-South have bits in most of the other suits. So it's a question of how high East-West will get in spades. And as far as North-South is concerned, obviously their best fit is in the club suit, where they can get out for losing 1 club trick, 1 diamond trick, and 1 heart trick if they guess everything right. So North-South can make up to 10 tricks in the club suit. East-West, on the other hand, playing in spades, they've got a heart loser, a club loser, and probably 2 diamond losers and a spade loser, so they can only make 2 up in spades against perfect defence. So it's a battle of the part scores here. North-South can make 10 tricks in clubs, East-West can make 8 tricks in spades, but I wouldn't be surprised if spades ended up making 9 tricks, as it becomes a hand that's quite difficult to defend. So South Henny to opens a club on his 6-card suit, which will go pass, and then we have to decide whether to respond on our 4 count as North, which we haven't. Comes round to East with King Queen to 5 spades, Ace to 4 hearts, and King Queen X of diamonds. And this is the rule of the transferred king, because we are in the protective seat, so we treat our hand as if we have 3 more points. So we treat it as if we've got 17. And for that reason, we make a take-out double because we're good enough to double and then bid 1 spade over our partner's response. Henny redoubles to show extra strength. And West obviously bids their 5-card spade suit. And it's now a question of how high Chris will go, probably 3 spades, given his 5-card support, which he has done. And that becomes the final contract. And now it's all about the opening lead. Now the club lead, unfortunately for the defence sets up the Queen Jack of clubs for a diamond discard, and three spades will now make. So it was actually up to the defence somehow or other to find a diamond lead or a non-club lead in order to break three spades. Claire is now just going to lose one diamond trick, one heart trick and one spade trick in addition to the ace of clubs that they've already lost. So as predicted on the first board, Eastern Cape picked up six imps, and on the second board it looks like they will also pick up six imps. So Eastern Cape coming back in the match, having been 48 down at the halfway by picking up 12 imps on the first two boards. So again, we're playing in three spades, so really it's just a question of drawing the last trump and running the Queen of Clubs in order to get that diamond discard that we need in order to break the hand. Yep, here comes the Queen of Clubs, covered and roughed, and now Declarer can draw the last trump. And on the SABF Clubs. So could we have found a different lead on the north hand rather than the club away from the king? It is the suit the partner opens, so it does look not unreasonable to lead a club on this hand. But turned out to be the fatal lead, and so three spades allowed to make. And further pick up because three spades went one down in the room. Right, I was logged off. Right, so North South are playing in two spades here. And again, the methodology that Henny used was to bid two diamonds over one no trump. Again, if you're thinking of practicing as a partnership, you should think about when partner opens a minor and they overcall a no trump, what sort of defense you should play. Obviously, if we've got 8, 9 points upwards, we can start with a penalty double. But with other hands, if you want to try to win the auction, you're not going to win it with a two club or a two diamond. The recommended way to play is that two diamonds show spades and another, and two clubs shows hearts and another, two diamonds show spades and another, to give partner an option of getting out. But all roads would have led to Rome, and we are in our two spade contract, which we'll make with some ease. So Henny making two spades plus one. Good part scoreboard for North South. Okay, we move on to board 5. Nice shape, 4-5-0, but not enough to open the bidding. And so that will come around to Henny, who will probably open one no trump. And we would expect the bidding. Well, Easter's interfered with two clubs, which I'm assuming is some form of don't, clubs and a higher suit. And the double of two clubs correctly being paid a Stayman. Henny bids 4 hearts because he has a 5 card heart suit. And that will probably end the auction. Again, I've been in worse 6 hearts. And I think Declarer will be able to wrap up 12 tricks quite quickly by establishing the diamond sit. So effectively drawing trumps. Okay, he's going after the club ruffs instead. Maybe he's worried about a diamond ruff. But I think would have been better off to draw trumps, cash the king of diamonds, play a spade to the king, and then run the jack of diamonds to start throwing his club losers away, and eventually his spade loser away, set up 2 diamond tricks. He can still do. But he has to risk that second diamond, which could obviously get roughed. So he's still going to make 12 tricks. He can rough his second club in the dummy, play the jack of diamond. Okay. Now he's one entry short because they've roughed in with the 10 of hearts, and he's going to have to lose a spade and a club. Okay, if he hadn't taken the club rough at trick 2, his line would have been perfect because he could have drawn 3 rounds of trumps first. So now he will lose 2 tricks instead of... Okay, especially with the intervention. If they hadn't have intervened with 2 clubs, we might have got a 2-heart response and been able to splinter with 4 clubs, and that would certainly have improved our partner's hand, and we may then have got to 6. So the 2-club intervention over the stronger trump made all the difference there. So this will be a 1 spade opening bid by East and West will have these presumably to 3 diamonds in their style bourbon raise, 10 to 12 points with 4 card support. And East has elected to take 4 spades on shape. Now officially this should lose 1 heart trick, 1 diamond trick, 1 club trick and 1 spade trick. So expecting to see this contract make. With the diamond finesse right, however, it looks like declarer can come home if they play it carefully. So they can avoid the diamond loser, they just have to remember to lead spades towards their hand twice. So a good bid by East to have a punt at 4. And now they've just got to play it carefully. Since we know we're going to need the diamond finesse to make the contract, we might as well take it now so that we can lead the second spade up towards our queen. We know we've got a heart loser, we know we've got a club loser, and we know we've got to lose the ace of spades. So the diamond finesse has to be right in order for us to make this hand. And declare has taken the diamond finesse. And declare will also be pleased to see the 3-2 heartbreak. and be able to claim a nice, vulnerable game. A little bit fortunate, but I think the risk-reward ratio at teams when you're vulnerable is that you should be bidding these games. And in this situation, making them. We move on to board 7. High 5 hand in the blacks for East, ace queen to 5 and ace king jack to 5. Looks a nice hand, but unfortunately partner's got doubleton and queen X in our 2 suits. We're looking probably at 3-no trumps for final contract, but East might have higher aspirations when the auction starts. And the question is, can we avoid a 6-diamond contract? Again, quite a strange overcall. Six high card points, jack to 6 hearts, vulnerable. I don't think this is a winning option, but it may have now sown doubt. East continues with 3 clubs to show their second suit, and West should have no problem now in bidding 3-no trump. And East is saying, should I be doing more here? It sounds like the opposition have more points in hearts than they actually have got, and should we be playing our partner for the ace king queen of hearts? So East is certainly thinking about doing more by bidding either 4 clubs or 4 diamonds. Gone with 4 diamonds, which is not unreasonable. And that should just be a suggestion to play in a higher level contract in diamonds, and the West should be signing off in 4-no trumps at this point. Has rather given preference back to 4 spades on a doubleton. And against 4 spades, whereas 3-no trumps would have been 100% solid, the defence have got 3 spade tricks and 2 diamond tricks to take. Okay, so we're now playing 4 spades going down, or perhaps not anymore, because we can throw our 3 diamonds away very quickly on the 10 of hearts lead, which is not unreasonable given that partner had overcalled the heart. And our 2 diamond losers have evaporated, and all we're going to lose is the 3 spade tricks. Not easy for South to find the diamond lead, which obviously would have broken the contract. And so four spades making on a non-diamond lead, 3 no trumps would have been a lot easier. And we move on to board 8. So we expected to start a diamond and 3 clubs, weak jump over call. And now all East can do at this stage is to bid 3 diamonds. They aren't good enough to make a negative double or anything like that. And that should become the final contract. It certainly won't harm either the defence or the declarer. On the surface, they've got a bit of work to do in the heart suit and in the diamond suit, but they should be able to come home here. Playing a little dangerously by not playing trump. Now the defence can get a spade ruff in. So Henny could win the ace of spades and give his partner a spade ruff. And declarer is now in a little bit of jeopardy. But with the ace queen of hearts being right, they should be able to come home. Henny possibly considering switching to the heart first to get those tricks in, but is elected just to take the spades ruff for the time being. Okay, the declarer has elected not to try to make the contract by going in with the king of hearts. And now the Queen of Hearts will be the setting trick. So again, not a lot of thought put into the play of these hands. Rising the King of Hearts can never make you the contract. And given that you're playing teams, it's all about trying to make the contract. Doesn't matter whether you go 2 down. And so that should be a small. Which they did. They picked up 4 imps. For 110 making in the other room. And Henny with a nice hand here opposite a diamond opener. Obviously, but he has 6-card diamond support on the side. Partner rebidding a no trump to show 12 to 14. And now we have to pick our way through this situation with avoiding clubs, because obviously as far as 3 no trumps is concerned, the opposition can take the first 5 club tricks. So we have to avoid that situation if at all possible. And he started with an invitational check-back sequence of 2 clubs, which will force his partner to bid 2 diamonds. And he can now bid 3 diamonds, invitational with diamonds. So a good sequence by Henny, avoiding the 3 no trump contract. And given that Aris has opened up an 11 count, problem in passing 3 diamonds, even though he has 3 cards spade to 4. And with the diamond finesse right, the spade finesse wrong, we'll lose 2 spade tricks, 1 heart trick, and that's about it. We can obviously set up the spade to throw our heart loose away because spades are 3-3. And given that the opposition didn't start hearts at trick 1, they will not have time to set up their heart trick. So it looks like we're going to be making 150 in 3 diamonds. Do I want to be in 5 diamonds here? I suppose if the ace of spades had been right, it would have made it a fairly good contract. Not vulnerable. Is it worth the risk? I think making 150 and avoiding 3 no trumps, they've done well. And on to the final board of this set. A 15 count with North, and we'll see what they do over the opposition with 4 diamonds to the 9. Okay, we've elected to pass. My own choice probably would have been to bid 1 no trump. But now the opposition are in 1 no trump. I would have gone one down and won no trump. I've got my 4 heart tricks and my 2 spade tricks. And now the opposition are continuing with an invitational check back sequence. Sorry, with a 2 spade bid to play. So one no trump would have made for 7 tricks. Now is will 2 spades make? And the best defense here, obviously, is to cash the 3 hearts. And on the 3rd heart, Henny can throw a diamond. And on the 4th heart, Henny can throw a diamond away. And then the defense can get a ruff. So it's, oh, okay, he threw a club away. That didn't go too well. If he'd thought a little bit longer and thrown a diamond away and then a 2nd diamond away, he would have been able to secure a diamond ruff for 1 down. But now I don't think he can do it. Declare a just place. So again, we've raced through this set of boards. I wish I could say something better about what I've seen, but what I've seen is let's play as quickly as we can. The Clara played the spades in a fairly funny fashion, but they're going to come home. And they can draw the last 1 or 2 trumps. As it happens, it's 1 trump and play. So 2 spades making, and I'll switch to the other table to see if there's any action there. But also on board 10. Here North chose to double 1 diamond, which is dangerous considering we have a small doubleton club. And the opposition are currently in 1 no trump again. And the question is, do we take out 2 spades, or do we allow a partner to play 1 no trump? So Craig has got to think about A, whether to take out, B, whether to invite over 1 no trump by bidding 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, or C, whether to pass 1 no trump. So Hattinger picked up another 5 imps on this set so far. And they lead the match comfortably by 53 imps. First time we've seen any thought in the match by any player. And it's on the last board of the 20. Craig will know that his partner, after the double, when he bids one spade, that's usually a 5 card. So he probably, his partner's only has a doubleton. And he has elected to pass. And yes, the defence can take 4 hearts and they can take 2 spades, but that's about all they can do. So that'll be 1 imp back to Eastern Cape, who made 2 spades for 110 in the other room.